Hey there, tomato heads. Lauren here, Mrs. Tomato Head. Welcome. If it's your first time watching, welcome. I do this every Thursday. It's called Lauren's Tomato Awesome Sauce, and I showcase 10-ish varieties that I am obsessed with each week. This past week, I started. By the way, for those of you who've watched before, I'm trying something a little new, and I'll tell you why right now, as a matter of fact. So I started this past Tuesday. In the summer, I started last year doing Tuesday garden tours. And it's obviously too early for that. I haven't even started the majority of my tomato seeds yet. Started dwarfs, started micros. But other than that, it's too early for me to start, in my opinion. But I wanted to showcase last year, I started this show almost a year ago because I wanted to show you guys my 2024 growing list. Now, I grow like between 120 and 150 varieties, which to some of you is a lot. To some of you, it's like, that's nothing. It takes a lot of shows. And so I started this series and it was like up to the episode 6. And I'm like, all right. And everybody liked it. So I'm like, I'll just continue it. So we've had this Thursday show ever since. So fast forward to now, I didn't want to take up my Thursday show by showing you everything I'm growing this year because a lot of it is repeat, and I try not to repeat. I have a list of all things I've been talking about. So I started this week. Now I'm doing Tuesdays as well to showcase my 2025 growing list. So you can actually watch me twice if you so choose. And I wanted to see that this was kind of like the first it was the first go around this past Tuesday to see how many varieties can I fit in to 1 hour. This can go on a couple hours. It happens all the time. That show, I wanted to keep to an hour. I wanted to keep it like watchable. And I think we got to like 12 varieties. It'll take me until like December. That's an exaggeration, but it will take me a long time. So a lot of the time is spent showcasing things in the chat. So there's this chat widget, which you see on the corner of your screen. At least you should. I'm still getting used to this platform where I'm showcasing some of your things. So I thought I would try it out, at least just for today. And then maybe for the Tuesday show where I'm showing my grow list, I can do that instead. So I'm not getting to comments live because that does take up time, but it's also something that's really important to me. This is a live show for a reason. I enjoy speaking with all of you. It's not fun by myself. So I thought I would try it. I don't think I'm going to do this every Thursday, but I wanted to try it out at least for today. It looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? Can you even see it? I would imagine if you're on a phone or something, it's hard to see. But at least for the Tuesday show, I think it could work out well. Drop in the comments whether you think it's cool or not. We'll see how it works out. Last week I tried a different, they call them widgets. I tried a different widget. Did not work out well for me. Heidi says it's very cool. I was trying to read it, suddenly realized what it was. All right, well, we'll try it. But I still want to get to some of your comments. So anyway, welcome. I'm Lauren. I am Mrs. Tomato Head. I have a group that I run with Jen Joy and Kina Tonarood called Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on Facebook. We are about 1.5 years old, and we are so much more than just your average seed trading group. We're all about education, celebrating tomatoes, helping the newcomer, new to starting seeds, or thinking of starting seeds themselves, or even if you don't start your own seeds, maybe you get varieties, at a garden center. We're here to help you. This isn't some kind of snobbery we have going on here. So, and then we're all about, we have resource sheets in the group, all the varieties of the Dwarf Tomato Project. I've got this master list of all micro dwarfs that I'm aware of. Breeder resource sheets. We have Sophia Sakova list. We have Bill Yoder list. So we're a lot more than just swapping seeds. And it's very much a give and take group. This is not a group where you just get the seeds you want and run. This is, I would even argue, people are so generous that they give more than they receive, which is what makes TLC so special. We also have 2 other groups, Pepper Lovers Collective and Swap, and Gardening Lovers Collective and Swap is our latest in the trilogy of these groups, but the flagship is, and my main passion is tomatoes. So that is what this is. And I come to you live because I do like to show your comments. So I'm going to try to get to as many as possible today. But I did want to try out that widget and see how it worked out. So what else? I also have an Instagram channel, which I've started to give. I give pretty detailed reviews of tomatoes that I've grown in the past. I still haven't made it to half of what I grew last year, never mind in years prior. But if you want to know everything, at least in my opinion, about a tomato, including history and breeder and origin, you want to check out my YouTube or Instagram channel, which is Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. There it is. Follow me on Instagram, Mr. and Mrs. Tomato Head. So you can follow me. And then if you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do so. And you can like this episode and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified every time I go live. But I see we've got a whole bunch of our regular tomato heads here. Let me try to get to some of you. I've got some exciting things to show you today, and then one other exciting thing that just happened like 5 minutes ago. I don't know if you're watching, Kirsten, but got it right here. Very unexpected. Hi, Leslie. Thanks for joining. Hi, Sherman. So enjoyable to see you twice a week. Hello, fellow tomato heads. I hope so. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to keep Tuesdays to an hour also. I may increase it to 90 minutes just because we left off on Tuesday. We got through the A's. I'm doing it in alphabetical order. We barely got into the B's. I think BE we left off on. So we've got a ways to go. And I also know, while for many of you it's too late to add to your grow list and to start things, maybe there's a chance that some of you can still get seeds for something that I'm growing that sounds good. And that's what this show is about too. By the way, grab a notebook and pen if you don't have one already, because I've got 10 varieties today, and you may find one or two or more that you want to search for. Some of them are not easy to find, but one of the great things about Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap is that we have weekly posts, and some are ongoing. We have a most wanted post that's been ongoing since 2023. You can list one most wanted variety at a time. And once that's found, you can add another one. We have Seed Seeking Saturday, where you can list up to 5 varieties that you're looking for. We have Micro Dwarf Monday. You can list or trade 5 different Micro Dwarf tomatoes. We have lots of prizes and stuff. But if you see something that I show that is not easy to find, and unfortunately that is a number of them, put it in Seed Seeking Saturday. Put it in Most Wanted. You never know. If people have it, chances are you will find it if they have it. Hi, Rowena. Happy Thursday to you. Hi, Laura. Janet Felber. Hi, Janet. Happy Thursday from Southern California. Hope the weather's nice down there. Blah Blah's back. Hi, Blah Blah. Nice to see you. Achillea's here. And Mike is here. Hey, everybody. Christy's here. Hi, Christy. Oh, we're giving away prizes today. Again, speaking of Christy, we've got some very generous people. Some sent me their seeds for giveaways a while ago. Christy Wallace Quinn is giving away one heck of a prize. I think I counted 20 varieties for one lucky person, and I'll share with you. I do the drawings at the end of the show. Teresa Begin sent me seeds a while ago. She's giving away 2 prize packages, and Mary Rivas, same thing. So thank you, ladies, for your generosity. Usually I give away seeds myself, but lately just so many of you have been wanting to give away. Deb and Linda, I think, gave away last week. So thank you all. Not expected, but very appreciated for sure. So type in hashtag tomato anywhere in the comments. I'm going to try the EV Mux prize tool again. It worked for a bit last week, and then it didn't, but I have our Wheel of Fortune thingy all set to go. Hello from Germany. Hi, Annette. We had a fantastic, sunny, warm beginning of spring today. Yes, happy spring, everybody. I'm glad you brought that up, and thanks for watching, Annette. Tomorrow, in all three of the groups, TLC, PLC, GLC, we're going to do a new post calling like seedy spring cleaning, something like that. So this is for anybody. If you have any extra seeds that, you just have too many, you want to give them away, we're going to give you an opportunity to do so. It's not a trade, it's really forgiving, but you can ask for a self-addressed stamped envelope if you'd like. So I thought this would be a good way for us to kind of clean out our overabundance of seeds, if there is such a thing. But I was going to do it today for the first day of spring, and just Thursdays are really devoted to putting on this show and getting slides ready and all of that. So look for that tomorrow. Christy Sessions is here. Hi, Christy. Thanks for being here. Hi, Kim. And Nicole's here, still sick, watching you and dreaming of spring. Hi, Nicole. Sorry you're not feeling well. Tara Dove's here. Hey, Tara Dove. And my partner in crime, Jen Joy, is here. Hello, my sweet friend. Glad you're here. And our producer, Michael Kelly's here. Hi, Michael. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for being here. Kyla Johnson. Welcome, welcome. Missy's here. Hi, Missy. Oh, I like this name. Broke, but bountifully blessed. I'm a big tomato. We know I'm a tomato fan. I'm also a big fan of gratitude. My other group, actually, this is a really great segue right now, is Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, which I've run for over 10 years now. So you see tomatoes and you see gratitude, and they actually do mix more than you would think. But the surprise that I wasn't expecting that happened right before the show is one of my besties and moderator in Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. She messaged me right before the show and she asked if I was busy. I told her I was getting ready to start the show. Was she okay? And she said, yes, there's a box waiting for you outside. And so I got it and I said, I'll open it after the show. And she said, it's tomato related. So I asked her if I should open it on the show, and she said, sure. So Kirsten, thank you very much for this. I have no idea what it could be, but whatever it is, I know I love it. It's so generous of you to think of it. And what a cute box, huh? I have no clue. I'm pretty easy to shop for. Anything tomato or gratitude. As many tomato t-shirts as I have, and I have a lot. I have more gratitude t-shirts, if you can believe that. This is exciting. Oh, there's a note. Am I going to cry, Kirsten? She said, I won't read it out loud only because I'm assuming you want it private. Thank you. But she says in the note what it is. It's a harvest apron. Kirsten is a quilter, a very gifted quilter. How cute is this? Oh, it's so pretty. She was showing us some of these during one of our live chats. It's so pretty. Thank you so much. I love it. Pretty colors. Harvest apron to remind you that you are loved. Your friend Kirsten. Thank you so much. I have just the best friends. Kirsten, thank you. I will cherish this and I will grow from it. Or not grow from it, but so it's got a little drawstring here. Oh, I see. It goes up like this. So I can harvest things, put it in here. Do you know I use my shirt constantly? So this is perfect. Remodel it. Oh, this is so pretty. Kirsten, I'm so touched. Thank you. I'm assuming I'm using this right? Oh, this is so much better. I won't ruin my shirts. That's so cute. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so surprised, and I will cherish it. What a wonderful gift is right. Thank you. I love you. Right back. Thank you so much. I'll keep this right over here. I almost wouldn't want to get it dirty with tomatoes, but then again, you know, my tomatoes are my pride and joy. So anything it gives off any dirt is precious dirt. I'm seeing some comments. All right, what do you guys think of this chat thingy? Do you like it? Is it distracting? I can make it smaller too. Thank you, Kirsten. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you so much. Who else we have here? Let's get to, I'm quite behind in comments here. Happy first chilly day of spring. Happy first day of spring. What do you, look at all those snazzy comments on the screen, says Deb. Yeah. Maybe I can move this up a little bit. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I think for the Tuesday show where I'm talking about my grow list, I think it'll be really helpful because I don't like to skip over any of your comments. Lorraine's here. Oh, hi, Lorraine. Thanks for being here. People are saying they use their shirt too. So beautiful and perfect. Let me just try to get caught up to date. I don't like skipping over comments because, you know, you're as much of a part of this show as I am. So I don't like to skip over, but at least here you get to see it. Yeah, Christy, I see your comment. I would probably like that chat comment if I were on my TV, but on my phone, I can barely see it. It's not bothersome, though. Yeah, I thought about that with the phones. I know many of you watch me on big TVs, which is a little terrifying. Hi, Mary. I don't know if you heard, Mary. I don't know when I announced it, but I'm giving away some of the seeds you donated today. So thank you very much. Now, I'm just like beautifully flustered by that incredible gift, Kirsten. Thank you so much. You didn't know about Gardening Lovers Collective and Swap? Yes, we started it maybe 2 months ago. So if you're a member of TLC, you get automatically approved, of course. So yeah, join us over there. We're still getting moving. You know, Kina, Jen, and myself, we have a lot on our plate, obviously. But we have the stamp game. Jen puts the stamp game in there. We have Seed Seeking Saturday in there. Seed Sharing Sunday, I think, is in there. You'd think I would know this. I pre-schedule them often. But yeah, join us. We're going to continue to grow. I got my seed potatoes from Wood Prairie Farm last week. So I posted that. And many of you who are in the group said you get from there also. Hi, Roxanne. I feel like I haven't seen your name in a while. Thanks for joining in. Hi, Lisa. Oh, Christy, this is nice. Your Instagram reviews are the best. Thank you. Thank you. I do put a lot of time and work into it. And as with what I do with this show, I want to give you the most accurate information that I can find. And I often go to many sources. In fact, our first one I'm going to talk about today is a doozy it's a really interesting one that I've never talked about before. I do have an ongoing list now, so I can write down if I talked about it. And it's really an interesting tomato. And I got from a couple of sources, including Wikipedia. This tomato even has its own Wikipedia page. Hi, Kelly. Amy logging in late. That's okay. Better late than never. Hi, Barry Giddy. Glad to see you here. Are you just talking about microdwarfs? Nope. I don't think I'm mentioning any microdwarfs today. I don't even know if there's any dwarfs on the list today. Today is, yeah, I think it's all regular indeterminates. I don't know if there's any, there may be a determinate on here, but no microdwarfs today. Mary said, my girlfriends and I went to a U-Pick flower farm today. The pink tulips were all in bloom, and I picked a gorgeous bouquet, and half of them came up with the bulbs so I can plant them in December. Ooh, that's a score for sure. And those are things that we can talk about, obviously, in Gardening Lovers Collective and Swap. So if you're not already a member, please join. I'm going to skip ahead just to try to get caught up to date. I have lots of pepper seeds too. We'll be able to do that in PLC too. Yes, it's going to run in all 3 groups tomorrow, the seedy spring cleanup. So yes, you will have a chance to do that too. Lisa, what a wonderful gift. Beautiful. I know. I'm so touched, Kirsten. Thank you. And Jen agrees. How amazing. That's so sweet. Homemade gifts are the best. You would know. You give me some really... Oh, I forgot to put my bracelet on today. I meant to do that this morning. Rats. I take it off a lot when it's seed starting season because my hands are in the dirt for dirt therapy, and I was starting to get it pretty dirty. And I have washed it and obviously worn it with me in the shower. And it just is... I don't want it to lose all the tomatoes on it. But I meant to put it on today. That's a bummer. Lovely gift. Yes. Absolutely lovely gift. So touched. People are saying they use their shirt too. All right. I see people entering. Make sure if you're joining us late, make sure to type in #tomato. Looking just like this, Meyer Way. And I'm going to do a drawing for some prizes at the end, donated by Christy Wallace Quinn, Teresa Begin, and Mary Rivas. So thank you again, ladies. Broke but Bountiful says, I'm Carol. Hi, Carol. I've been following you on Facebook for a while. I was looking for microdwarfs on YouTube last night. Well, I am the person to go to for microdwarfs. That is definitely a passion of mine, microdwarf tomatoes. And they've been around for a while, but there's been really lousy, tasteless ones around for a while. So I try to showcase ones that actually taste really good. They're great to grow indoors in the winter. They're great to grow in hydroponic units. They're great to grow in green stalks and all year round. And I'm breeding my own now too. So I'm excited about micros. They don't have to be tasteless. What time tomorrow will the post be up? I don't know. Whenever I get the graphic made, it's not going to be a live show like this. It'll be a post that's going in all 3 groups. So, Carol, if you're not already a member of our groups, join us, Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap on Facebook. We would love to have you. But it'll be up. It'll be I run a gratitude chat on Fridays with my other group. But after that's done, unless I can do it before, it'll be up early afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Jed says, my tomato bracelet looks pretty rough as I never want to take it off. I wasn't taking it off either. And then it started getting really bad at the end of last season. So I'm like, I need to. Need a list of my favorite micros? Well, I've posted it in the group before, but I can certainly update it. I mean, Vilma, Henry Harrington's, Candy Berry, Deco Tomate, I know I'm missing many. Paws Pride is another great new one. Tiny Totem, I love. There's a bunch that are really good, and I'm using some of those really good ones to make my own crosses that are going to be hopefully even better. I showcased a cross I did of Tiny Totem and Candy Berry that had a Brix of 11, which is a sugar content, which is insane. Insanely high, but it was only an F1, so we'll see how future generations go out. And I'm going to call it Micro Brix Fix. That's my working name for it. Yeah, Tiffany, I'll try to do a new post in the group. But if you look at our microdwarf resource sheet in the group, which you can find in our group guides, I rate them all. So, there's a number of 9s on there, and 8s are really good. Ones that really don't have much flavor get a 4 or a 5. But if you go to guides and look at our resource sheet, you should be able to see. I know I'm forgetting many. Funny Plum Yellow, I like. Gigi's Glory Multiflora Micro. There was another one. I was looking at the resource sheet the other day, and I forgot about it. I grew it last winter for our Micropalooza 2023-2024, and it was a yellow that I forgot that was so good, and now I can't remember again. There's Gigi's, maybe it was, I don't know. I'll try to remember to do a post. I'll write it down here in my notes here. Micro post. I have some of them reviewed on my Instagram, but a lot of them I don't have up yet. Oh, Black Patio is a good one. That's not the yellow one. Black Patio is excellent. Chernichka or Blueberry is excellent. Did I already say Henry Harrington's? That's a really good one too. So I love, love, love microdwarf tomatoes. Hi, Mandy. Glad you're here. Susan, that's a really good question. They do tend, let me walk that back. I was going to say they do tend to produce earlier. That's not necessarily the case. If a variety has a lot of anthocyanins in it, like the black, those tend to ripen slower. So there's some that ripen in like 90 days. There's some that are more than that. Plus, at least indoors, when I'm growing indoors, they take a bit longer than outside. Although Kina, Jen, and I, the three of us, agree that we think they taste better when grown indoors. Go figure. Oh, yes. Thank you, Teresa. How could I forget B times Macbeth? My goodness. How could I forget B times Macbeth? For goodness sakes. That one, I'm so happy that so many of you have seeds for it now. All right. So let's get to our first tomato, which I warned you has a lot of information about it that I will share. Let's see. Here we go. All right, this first one's called Santorini. It's from Greece. This is the one that has a Wikipedia page about it. Look how cute these little things are. They're, maybe even a little smaller than saladette. They're ribbed cherries. I got seeds from, actually, I accidentally double ordered Garden Horde and also a vendor in Italy that I love called seedshunters.com. Santorini is small ribbed variety dating back to the end of the 1800s, highly productive of unique taste. It's very traditional and popular in Santorini, its place of origin. It has historically been grown with little water, so it is well adapted to dry and arid environments. It also has good resistance to plant diseases. Here's what Wikipedia says about it. Actually, let me save that part for last. Another site says, where'd it go? There's a site that's for foodies like me about, has a lot of interesting like historic foods on there. It's called Atlas Obscura. And it says from the picture, they may look like standard cherry tomatoes, but Santorini are unique products of the island's climate and geology. Their flavor and texture come from a combination of the local soil, brimming with nutrients from millennia-old volcanic ash, and the fact that the vines thrive with minimal water. And then it says, like many crops on the dry island, they pull all the moisture they need from the morning mist and require no irrigation. So this could be really a good one for any of you. They consider it like a paste tomato. You can eat it fresh too. It's good for paste. I'll show you. I've actually got another graphic here. So those are fresh. Sun-dried, they're supposed to be phenomenal. And then they actually sell it as a canned paste in Greece. There's the paste in the center, canned paste at the end, canned paste at the right hand side. The resulting tomatoes have slightly dry flesh, an intense aroma, and a distinctly sweet taste. The tomato's sweet, brightly acidic flavor make for especially delicious tomato paste. And then it says, as tomato processing plants spread across Santorini throughout the 1920s, it became an iconic island export, the paste. Even though the industry declined partly due to a devastating earthquake that leveled much of the island, its heyday has been immortalized by the Tomato Industrial Museum. I must go to this place, housed in a former tomato paste factory. And the pelte is what they call the paste, remains a Santorini staple. While the canned versions helped bring economic stability, Santorini residents enjoy the tomato in many other forms, including fresh, sun-dried, or fried. A particularly beloved dish is tomato keftedes, small patties of chopped tomatoes, diced onion, herbs, flour, fried in olive oils. Anybody grown this? I'm very curious to see if anybody has grown this and what you thought. It looks like it would be great for sun-dried tomatoes. In fact, I think I'm talking myself into putting it on my 2025 list. Oh no. Mary, I know, almost too cute to eat. I agree. Jen says adorable. I know, they're so cute. They resemble like accordion cherry. There's also another one called Nostrano Grasso, which I think are even a little bit bigger than this. These sound really intriguing. And so for those of you in desert climates, maybe have droughts. Jen and I both had droughts last year. We don't officially live in drought territory, but many of you out west do. Hi, Satya. Welcome. Glad you're here. Teresa, they do look like mini Castelluccios. Yes, Castelluccios are a type of Italian tomato that have that ribbing on it. Who sells it? I'll share the link in a minute. I've got the link to buy it. You can get it at Garden Horde. You can get it at Seeds Hunters. Make sure you have the extra S, seedshunters.com. And then I'll just share it right now. Where'd it go? Here we go. So I've got the Wikipedia link, and Tomato Fest in the United States also carries it. I knew that because I put the link in there, but I guess I forgot. See, this is what I was afraid of. If you watched on Tuesday when I added a widget, every time I made a comment in the comments, it doubled up on the widget. All right, I just put the comments or the links in the comments for both the Wikipedia and the Tomato Fest. Tomato Fest has it. So the Wikipedia page says, it is widely believed that an abbot of the Capuchin monastery in Anno Syros brought the first cherry tomatoes to Greece in 1818. The variety of tomato began to be regularly cultivated in 1875. By the 1900s, 20,000 acres of tomatoes were regularly being harvested in Santorini. Tomato production has declined since this time due to various environmental, political, and tourism issues, but it has been protected with an official designation of origin since June 13th, 2013, so not that long ago. That Tomato Industrial Museum covers the history of Santorini tomato cultivation and processing. Did I get everything? A little bit more about because I find it so interesting, so hopefully you guys do too. We already talked about Santorini being a volcanic island, but its characteristic soil and weather defined the character of these tomatoes. The island receives less than 370 millimeters of rainfall annually, so the crops must rely on dew. We already read that. The soil contains no nitrogen naturally, and fertilizers, which would compensate for this, are not usually used. On the other hand, the soil contains sodium, which is hygroscopic and can absorb moisture from the air and traps it. The water stress and limey alkaline soil largely account for the selective breeding that developed this tomato. Super interesting. You're right, Michael. It does look like a pepper in that left-hand photo. It says page not available. Does that mean it's sold out? No, that wouldn't mean that. Maybe the link didn't work. Let me try giving it to you again. I'll forget the Wikipedia one and just do Tomato Fest. But if you Google Garden Horde, HOARD also has it. So if you Google this tomato, you will find it. But let me try just the Tomato Fest again. All right, this widget's going to make me nuts because it's showing up twice and I've got to delete. All right, I just put that in there again. I'm going to remove the widget for today. I wanted to test it, but it's going to make me crazy. If I have to do it on Tuesdays, so be it, but it's going to make me crazy. So bye-bye, widget. It's good to know. It was cool to test out, and I'll try to get as many of your comments as I can. Yeah. All right, so that's the first one. I guess nobody's grown it, or nobody that's watching live anyway. If you're just joining us, make sure to type in #tomato, and we've got some prizes to give away. #tomato, just put it anywhere in the comments between now and the end of the episode. When that will be, we don't know. It depends on how long it takes me to get through these things. Oh, my shirt. I've worn this one before, but this is another one by Inspired Garden Life says tomato addict seeking support group. Inspired Garden Life has these amazing shirts. I'm not a paid spokesperson or anything like that. I just really love their product and love the people who run it. And members of TLC can get 15% off always by just typing, what is it, TLC 15. They have a lot, like 40 different tomato shirts. They have maybe 1 or 2 pepper, lots of gardening, seed hoarding, raising chickens. Like, they're for the gardening lover for sure. So check them out. Another thing I wanted to announce that I found out last week is a French site that I use a lot as a resource, not Tomato Fifou from Belgium, but it's Cultivate Your Street, otherwise known as Cultive Tarue, Tarue. They're in France. I have friends who so generously get me seeds from there. But somebody in the group said they placed an order from the United States and it worked. And so I did it too, and it worked. It's already shipped. So if you have been eyeing this wonderful site yourself and haven't ordered, and if you're in the United States, it looks like they're accepting orders from the US again. So cultivetarue.fr for France. Okay. I think those were all my announcements. Okay. Let's move on to tomato number 2. Okay. This next one, and some of these I'm so surprised I haven't talked about them before, but I haven't. Or if I have, I don't have it written down. All right, we got the Santorini. This next one's called Mulatka. It's from the Ukraine. Anybody grown this one before? It's a real beauty. Before I get more into it, I see a question here. Rach, just Rach. If you are a beginner, what 3 to 5 staples indoor microdwarfs would you start with and why? Oh, double question. Vilma is one of my favorites. It's been around a long time. It's got great flavor, both tangy and sweet. And I just talked about it during my 2025 Grow List episode 1 on Tuesday. I had a plant that lived and produced, not continuously, but gave me continuous harvests. No, not continuous. Gave me harvests throughout this time for almost 2.5 years. So some microdwarfs aren't determinate. They don't, many do produce and they die back. But Vilma is obviously an example of one that you can have around for a while. And it stays, short-ish. That's something you want to look at when you're looking at our group micro mini dwarf sheet. Look at the height, because while 16 inches may seem like it's really short, when you're growing it inside, it's really huge. So you want to try, depending on your situation, perhaps you've got a whole, ceiling lighting situation going on. You can grow things big, but they do need lights, just like if it were the sunlight. They need lights that are sort of close to the plant, not too close or they will get burned. So it's tricky growing things, unless you have a greenhouse or indoor greenhouse or something like that, that are much bigger than like 14, 16 inches. I've done it. I've gotten tomatoes, but it's a little tricky. So make sure you want to do that. Getting back to your question, Vilma, Henry Harrington's bush cherry or dwarf cherry. Candyberry is a great one, although not all that stable. Vendors started selling it, and it was originally a hybrid, a very tasty hybrid. But so there's a lot of different versions of Candyberry out there. However, all the versions, while the plants may look different, all the versions are pretty darn tasty from what I know. What else? I really like Black Patio. Again, I just listed that. Paws Pride is good. I've grown it indoors. It is a little tall. It's more of a mini dwarf. Those you can get from Secret Seed Cartel. What am I forgetting? Candyberry. Deco Tomate, which you can get from Vienna Seeds. And any of these, by the way, you can certainly put, ask for in our group Most Wanted post, or Micro Dwarf Monday is a great place to get some of these. Staples. I really like Joe Chalos. I don't mention that enough. That's a little orange one. Pinocchio orange is good, better than Orange Hat. Orange Hat is just a terribly tragic micro dwarf. I wouldn't waste your time, honestly. If you're looking for something that tastes good, that one's not. But Joe Chalos is really good. Tiny Totem, I really like. That one gets between 12 to 14 inches indoors, but you get little mini beefsteaks that actually taste very good. What am I forgetting? Henry Harrington's I've grown indoors too. That one's more of a mini dwarf also. So while people can grow it indoors, it's a little tricky. What am I forgetting? You can do Gigi's Glory Multiflora Micro. That's a nice yellow one. Oh, there's one I keep forgetting about. Sweet Louise. It looks like, or Susa Louise. It's a German type that BNA Seeds from Germany. She sells it. As far as I know, she's the only one that sells it. These are little oblong, like golden tomatoes that honestly are just as sweet as candy berry. They're kind of new. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere else other than there right now, but enough of us have it in Tomato Lovers Collective and Swap where you should be able to get seeds if you seek them. That's a really good one, and it stays small and you get a lot of fruits from it. So I don't know if that's 5, but feel free. And anybody, if you ever have any questions about tomato growing or microdwarf growing, including what my favorites are and all of that, you can always either private message me on Facebook. That I check that more than my email, honestly. But if you'd like to email me, if you're not in the group for whatever reason, you should be. But if you're not, here's my email address, lernie@me.com. But I'm always happy to help. Always. Okay, let's do Malacca. Oh, wait, Harley's here. Hey, Harley. You're late. That's okay. This is only the second tomato. But the first one was a good one, so you'll want to rewind and watch that. Hi, Deborah. Glad you're here. Sherva, you grew Malacca last year. Tell us what you thought of it. This is a dwarf. I forgot I did have one dwarf. This is a dwarf from the Ukraine. I got seeds from Common Sense Seeds. It says this beautiful Ukrainian tomato has deep brown and pink fruit on short, compact plants that don't get more than 2.5 feet, which would be 30 inches, 75 centimeters. So that's pretty short. And it's early to produce, rather. Excellent sweet taste. Large fruits are 150 to 250 grams. Reliable, hardy, and productive. Sure, let us know what you thought. Yeah, Rach, sorry. I don't think I'm in the minority about Orange Hat. And it's a very unfortunate thing because that's like the one micro that Baker Creek sells. They're a pretty large seed seller. Why they choose that one is beyond me. It looks really cute. There are so many better tasting micros out there. Try Joe Chalos instead if you can get your hand on seeds for it. I rarely see somebody that says they liked Orange Hat, especially after they've tasted some of the others. But taste is subjective. So my thoughts, my taste buds are not everybody's. So that's just my opinion. Heidi says some people really like Orange Hat. They do. I've heard it. What was that French site again, please and thank you. Let me give a larger banner here. Okay. CULTIVETARUE.FR. I think I'm showing a couple links from them today, maybe. But they've got a beautiful site. Lots of great stuff. And I always stare and do this. But like I said, I've had some wonderful tomato-y friends from the other side of the pond who have been so gracious and getting some of the things for me. And many of them are on my grow list this year. All right, let me get you the link to Malacca. before I continue on. I don't think I think it says reliable, hardy, and productive. Okay. This I got from Common Sense Seeds, which is in Canada, but I'm sure you can find it elsewhere. This is where I got my seeds. Ugh, these widgets, they make me crazy. Okay. Just put that in the comments. I wonder if I get rid of the widget here, if it'll stop doing it. All right. I'm a hot mess, but I embody being a hot mess, honestly. It's like my badge of honor. I'm a hot mess who tries really hard. That's kind of my MO. I don't mind it. Riley, my daughter, told me the interesting that I make the family interesting. And she meant it in a good way. Like I'm the hot mess. And I call myself a hot mess. So if you see things going awry, if I've knocked myself out of episodes before, that is why. Oh, Hector, thank you for reminding me of this. Adam and Eve is a great one. That's the yellow. Thank you, Hector. So Grafsemina, GRAF SEMENA.com. They are in Ukraine. Yes, war-torn Ukraine. They're right in the middle of Ukraine. She sells seeds for what she calls Adam and Eve. And in the package, you get Adam, which is the red ones. I wish I had a picture I could pull up. And then Eve are the yellow ones. And she recommends that you, Elena is her name, who runs the site. Beautiful site. I planted them both in the same pot last year. And Adam was good. Eve was extraordinary. And I don't find a whole lot of yellow or golden tomatoes in general that I like, but especially micros. But Eve was phenomenal. Thank you, Hector. I'm not sure. But I did like the Adam too. It's just the Eve was pretty extraordinary. And that's an easy one to forget because it's a newer one. I haven't fully reviewed it yet on my Instagram. Yeah, that was a really great one. I'm going to try growing it again this year. Yeah, Michael, I thought of you with Malacca, my size plant. You can do it. Michael grows strictly in hydroponics indoors, and he grows some amazing things. He grew my variety, Banana Noir, which is not a micro. It is not a dwarf. It is one of the tallest plants I've ever grown. He somehow managed to grow that indoors. So my hat's off to you, my friend. But yeah, you should try this. Sherva says it was tasty, dark flavor. She thinks she got the seeds from Jen. Jen says she grew it 2 years ago. What did you think, Jen? Those look awesome. They do look awesome. I can't believe I haven't talked about it before. Drew says, hi, Lauren. Got some Vilma seeds today. Yay. Do you suggest the 1 gallon up pot for her when she is ready? How long to germination? Thank you. Yeah, I pretty much grow her in 1 gallon, which is fine. Germination, it really depends on how the seeds were saved, where you got the seeds from. I have had some Vilmas take a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be any longer than 2 weeks tops. Should be around a week, if not less than. But you know, some micros do take a little bit longer, so don't give up on them. But I did up pot my 2.5-year-old Vilma to like a 2 gallon container just because I wanted to like coddle her. She's old, you know, and every time she produced for me, gave me a harvest, I would prune her back, freshen up the soil, and you know, change the pot. So she did end up in a 2 gallon, but I've grown many in both green stalks and 1 gallon. 1 gallon should be more than fine. Thank you, Mandy. Holiday looked amazing. It was nice spending time with my parents for sure. Adam and Eve link. Let me get that for you. It should be easy enough. You know, I'm going to pull up the micro mini dwarf list just to make it easier. There's so many new ones coming out that I'm excited to grow. Oops. Where'd it go? Oh, it's called Sweet. It's under the name Sweet Couple. that's why I'm not seeing it under A. It's Sweet Couple in parentheses, Adam and Eve. And I'll give you the link right here. Adam and Eva, as a matter of fact. Okay. Here, I'm putting the link in the comments. And they do ship to ship worldwide. So Grafsamine is one of my favorite vendors. So hopefully that worked. Did that link just go in? Yeah. So it's graph-samina, SEMENA.com. Check them out for sure. Oh, you were saying you posted the link in the chat. Well, maybe it probably did show up, Michael. It doesn't show up for me. I always have issues. Thank you for reminding me, Hector. I'm really glad because that's a good one that not a lot of people know about. I've never seen anybody else selling it. So that's one not to be missed. Okay, next one. I mentioned on Tuesday during my Grow List show that while I thought I had my Grow List finalized, then I had a tomatoey friend with connections to Russia. She ordered some things for me from a Russian seller and then she sent me 20 varieties of from the breeder Zagalin, or however you pronounce it. He's a Russian breeder that's got some phenomenal looking tomatoes. I'm growing a few of his this year, including Malachite or Mordovian Malachite. A lot of his start with Mordovian something. This is Mordovian Amber. And while he does on his site, he does have a spot for the American dollar to convert. Maybe he ships to the United States. I don't know. Every Russian breeder or vendor that I've talked to, they just can't. But Tomato Eden has this one in stock, Mordovian Amber. So let me get you the link and then I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Okay, there's two links in here. The first one is to purchase it on Tomato Eden, and the I can't talk today. The next one is for information directly from Zagalin's website. All right, I deleted all these widgets and it's still coming back. These widgets hate me. All right, I just put that in there. So Mordovian Amber, a lot of his like Sofia Sakova varieties aren't fully stable, but yet they've released them. This is an F5 generation. He says it's a new selection. He does say it's quite stable at F5. Indeterminate, 2 meters or 6.5 feet tall plants, potato leaf. Bushes are powerful, mid-season, very productive. Fruits are flat round with small ribs. Ochre with pink blush weighing 50. That can't be right. I must have missed an 150 to 200 grams. Pulp is juicy, tender, tasty, with light fruity notes. And honestly, colors like this just make me swoon. The Mordovian Malachite that I'm growing has very similar color. And in fact, a lot of my grow list this year is a very similar color. If it's your first time watching, I'm a sucker for green when ripe tomatoes, or tricolors, which have green in them. I just love them. Malachite Box or Malachita Via Shkatulka is tied for first of my all-time favorite tomatoes, the other one being Suffer Well by Bill Yoder. So this one looks good. Not on my grow list this year because I have to cut it off somewhere. Yeah, Sasha, me too. Hi, Sasha. I really like the look of ochre and amber colored tomatoes. Me too. I'm growing a number of ochre ones as well this year. Now I'm trying to think of a single one. Well, Tupelo honey, I'm very grateful to be able to grow. Thanks to a seedy friend who sent me a couple of seeds. There's a couple from Sophia too. Oh, Ochre Symphony, Ochre Vale. She's got more. I know I'm missing some too. Oh, and Harsh Melons of the Volga Germans. Sometimes it looks ochre, sometimes it looks a little more orange. But yeah, I'm growing a number of those this year too. Missy says I have 5 of the Mordovians, but not this green one. Tomato Eden does have a number of them. She doesn't have all of them. She doesn't have Mordovian Malachite, but I guarantee you that she will after this season. So, but she has a lot on her site already. Hey, Chef, where you been? Nice to see you. Glad you're here. Okay, so that's Mordovian amber. Next one. I always kid myself this year, like if actually I don't have a single Sophia one I'm talking about today. Interesting. I always joke I have at least one Sophia and one Spanish one because that's my two obsessions this year. I guess I substituted Zagalin for Sophia, but I do have a Spanish one. Plano de Erandio, or Map of Erandio. This is from Spain. I just have to enlarge this because look at the interior of this. Wowza! Does that look good or what? Lots of seeds and goo, which I'm a sucker for. I know many people don't like it. I'm not one of those people. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Has anybody grown this one before? Here's your Spanish tomato, chef. I think there might be another one. Maybe not. No, I think this might be the only Spanish one today. Couple from the United States, several from the United States, which is kind of unusual for me. So this one, information I got is from that site I was telling you now ships to the United States from Cultive Taru, or Cultivate Your Street. It's an old traditional variety from the province of Biscay, which, although historically known as Tomato de Duesto, which is neighborhood of the city of Bilbao, was not only cultivated there, but in a wide geographical area of the region. Today, it continues to be cultivated sporadically through the Uribe Costa region and mainly in the municipalities of Erandio, Sopela, Mungia, and some neighboring towns. It is an extremely popular variety until several decades ago, and whose cultivation has practically been forgotten with the entry of the commercial tomato. It was mainly cultivated for self-consumption, but also for sale in local markets in the region and in the central market of La Ribera in Bilbao, where it enjoyed a great reputation. This thing just wants to watch me pronounce all these Spanish words incorrectly. I'm trying my best. Where it enjoyed a great reputation. At that time, La Tomate de Duesto, or Zapala in Basque, was a variety so intrinsically popular that it was even named in popular songs that have reached the present day. I think we need to find out these songs. Putting on my to-do list. Songs. I need to know these tomato songs. I think we all need to know these tomato songs, don't you? Okay. Today, the inhabitants of Duesto continue to be called tomateros tomateros due to the reputation of their tomato orchards in the past and until the 60s of the 20th century, when uncontrolled urbanization put an end to almost all the orchards. Variety under the protection of the network of seeds Euskadi by the contribution of Tixema Ibanez Aranaga, oh my goodness, a good friend and guardian of the seeds of Erandio, who has cultivated and preserved it for many years under the name Plano de Erandio. They are vigorous and rustic plants with indeterminate growth and with a low foliage of regular leaves. The plants reach about 180 to 220 centimeters in height. Their maturation is mid-season, but they continue to produce until the first frosts. The plants have a good productivity, and their medium-sized flattened red fruits reach a weight between 150 to 200 grams. Although some fruits are practically smooth, most of them are gently elongated. The fruits have a very juicy pulp and generous and gel and seeds. They have a pleasant taste and a good balance between sweetness and little acidity. Anybody else grown this one? I received seeds from a tomato friend. Thank you very much. Chef says, I'm getting Spanish tomatoes and other vegetables because I lived in Spain for 6 years. Once a year, there's a Spanish festival for tomatoes, including a tomato fight. That's awesome. It seems like every Spanish tomato I talk about has won their tomato festival, and they're all different tomato festivals. So that's very cool. And I've seen videos of tomato fights that they have. Kenneth says, hey, Kenneth, that's the kind of tomato my wife wants. It looks good. It looks good. Let me see. I have the link. I'm not sure if it was a place that has it in stock or not. Let me see. Again, it's from Cultivate Your Street in France, and I do believe they have them in stock. So here's the link. Boom. And go away, chat. And so, yeah, we all want the tomato fight, chef. For sure. For sure. My problem would be wasting these tomatoes. Beautiful red tomato, says Missy. I agree. Plando de Rondio. Map of Erandio from Spain. I love the interior. You know, sometimes you get the reds or the pinks and they're a little bit anemic on the inside. This is bright red, which is always a big thing for me. Drew says it's a tomato to fight for. Agreed. Agreed. Okay, our next one. We're not doing too bad on time. Just about halfway through. Just about. This next one I was given seeds by my friend Cindy. And it has an interesting story because it's known under two names. And I've done a lot of research on this. And as far as I can tell, everything points to they are this exact same tomato. And I'll tell you why. It's called Rhodes Heirloom, but also known as Old German. It's from the United States. Here is all the info I know about and why, there's, according to Tatiana's Tomato Base, and then Tomatoville, which is a tomato message board. Sherlock Holmes is found out that it was always Old German, and somebody renamed it to Rhodes Heirloom. So some sites are selling it as two different things, but it's the same one. It's an heirloom variety from the Mennonite community in Virginia in the United States. From Tatiana's Tomato Base, she says, or they say, first introduced by Seed Savers 2007 yearbook by Val and Dan McMurray of Wendell, British Columbia, Canada, who received the original seed from Al Anderson of Troy, Ohio. Al Anderson received seeds in the early 2000s and named it Rhodes Heirloom, probably assuming it was another unnamed heirloom variety. He was told this variety had been grown by one family for a number of years, and he now thinks that it may actually be a well-known bicolor variety, indeterminate regular leaf plants. Before I get on to more of the description of it, let me fast forward to in Tomatoville. Somebody reached out directly to Al Anderson over email, and he said, or she, as I said in the other thread, I would email Al Anderson and ask the question concerning the origin of Rhodes Heirloom. I just received a reply from him, and are you ready for this? He says, Rhodes Heirloom is Old German. So, so it's the same variety. So you can get Old German or Rhodes Heirloom. They are the same. But here's more about the tomato itself. Indeterminate regular leaf plants, large bicolor beefsteaks with yellow and pink flesh, can turn almost pink outside when fully ripe. They're just beautiful. Let me enlarge. Look at that. And look at that interior. They're just stunning. Fruits are up to 1 pound or larger. Excellent sweet flavor. 6-foot tall plants, bicolor fruit, up to 2 pounds. Good real tomato taste. Sweet, unique watermelon aftertaste. No cat facing, a beautiful color. Now a must grow here. This is from Tatiana's Tomato Base, or whoever put the information on there. The person who wrote gets 28 pounds of tomatoes per plant. Rhodes Heirloom has a unique aftertaste, which is similar to what you get with watermelon when you start to get close to the rind. So has anybody grown Rhodes Heirloom or Old German? I'm sure some of you must have. It's been around for quite a while. Hi, Eric. Old German looks delicious. It sure does. That inside is gorgeous. Yes, it is. I agree. Hi, Mike from South Louisiana. Did not get a notification for Tuesday Live. I seen it on my feed last night. That's so sad. I assume you subscribe, right? And then what do? You ring the bell to get all notifications? Not sure. Not sure why. But yeah, I'll be doing that every Tuesday from here on out. That will probably morph right into my Tuesday garden tour. So it's the same time as this, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know those of you in Europe, the time you're watching is a bit, no, you're not any earlier. You're the same. We turned our clocks back 2 weekends ago, I think. But you guys have not, or not back, ahead. You guys have not. So starting, I think Kina told me it's the end of March. Right now in the UK, you're only 4 hours ahead of me. And in Norway, or in Central European Standard Time, you are 5 hours ahead of me. But it's the same time as usual. Same time as the show always is when I do the Tuesday show now also. But glad you're here now, Mike. Susan says Old German is a great one. Good to know. Yeah. Idaho Garden Girl, watermelon aftertaste, amazing. I know. Jen, are you still here? Have you grown this? It sounds like something you would have grown already. I have not. I am Gift Bear says, wow, watermelon taste. I would love that. I know. See, I'm being careful to only showcase things that I'm not going to show on my grow list. But then what's happening is I'm adding things to my grow list. I must stop. And I don't want to talk about anything. Oh, Evelina's here. We've got a review coming up. If I'm showing it on the show, it means I think it looks or sounds amazing. So I should just do them both. I shouldn't worry about them being separate. Sherva says, I have Old German, but have never grown it. Evelina says, it's been a few years since I grew Old German, but I remember loving everything about that tomato. Good to know, my friend. Thank you so much. Kelly says, ooh, I just spotted Old German seeds in my seed binder. Guess I'll be growing some this year. So glad I could help, if you consider it a help. Hi, Danielle. That looks so yummy. It does. 20 pounds per plant. They actually said 28 pounds per plant. That is a lot. That's fruitful. Rana Turner says, I've grown it. It's big and sweet, very good, doesn't last long when ripe. That happens a lot with heirlooms. But yeah, that's a lot of 28 pounds to eat. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you. You enable us and yourself, Lauren. Nice to see you, Brian. Glad you could be here. Karen says the lobes help to differentiate Old German, I'm guessing. Otherwise, I got my hopes up, hoping to ID a local heirloom I've been growing for years, as the fellow at the town-wide yard sale said. Are you talking about the difference between Rhodes Heirloom and Old German? It sounds like it's the same, according to the person that brought it to Tatiana's tomato base. He admitted that it was Old German when he just renamed it because he didn't know what else to call it. But I mean, there's always a chance. There's never any chance that you know for sure. There's no DNA. I'm sure there's DNA tests that you could test it, but I wouldn't know where to find one, nor would I want to. So chances are, according to Tomatoville and Tatiana's tomato base, they are one and the same. We'd have to make a full meal of it. I agree. Sounds good. It does look like a good tomato sandwich one, chef. I agree. Okay, so that's Rhodes Heirloom, otherwise known as Old German OF. Let me put the link in. Okay. Tomato Eden does have it in stock under the name Rhodes Heirloom. Grafsamina has it under the name Rhodes Heirloom also. Old German, you can find it at many places. I think Territorial Seed has it as Old German, so you can find it a lot of places. Okay, I just put the link to the listing on Tomato Eden in the chat. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, here's an interesting one. I haven't been talking about many striped ones lately. I'm not sure why. I like striped ones. Berkeley Pink Tie-Dye is one of my favorite all-time tomatoes, and this will be my second year not growing it. Maybe I talked myself into it. It's delicious. Delicious. This one is called Dolo Striped. It's from France, bred by Eric Padebas, who apparently has a nickname that I wasn't aware of. I've heard his name before. According to Tomato Faifu Dolo Stripe is a spontaneous mutation of chocolate striped. Appeared in Eric Padeba's garden, and they call him the tomatologist. I didn't know there was a tomatologist, but maybe in France he's known as the tomatologist. I've definitely heard Eric's name before, though. Look at the colors on these. It does resemble Berkeley pink tie-dye, although this has more ribbing at the shoulders. That interior is something to write home about. Look at this. Who's grown this? Anybody? Look at this. Beauty. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Fruits of 200 to 400 grams of beefsteak type, slightly flattened, ribbed more or less deeply at the top with rounded shoulders. They grow in bunches of 5 to 6 fruits. The epidermis, which is the thin skin at the exterior of the tomato, is wine pink, striped with green. And they actually say some similarities to pink Berkeley tie-dye. Thick and juicy flesh, excellent flavor, rich and full-bodied. Just kill me now. This is not on my grow list. Why do I do this to myself? Excellent flavor, rich and full-bodied. That's my kind of tomato. And it's got this green seeds and goo, which is also my kind of tomato. Oh, Lauren, what you do to yourself. Who has grown this? Somebody talk me out of it. Or be honest. Karen, Dolo Stripe has my name written on it. Me too. Me too. Oh, Chef, my cousin just asked if I want to go to Baker Creek's Seed Spring Festival. It's 2 hours from my place. Should I go? Well, I would say definitely go. I read an announcement that they weren't having their heirloom festival this year, but maybe that's something different. I've always wanted to go to that, and I read, I think it was an announcement from Baker Creek. This is a couple weeks ago, though. I was telling Keena and Jen about it. In fact, I shared the article with them that they said they couldn't do it this year. Funds were tight. They don't raise enough money, but perhaps this is, I think they do smaller things also. So maybe what you're talking about is, whatever the case, I would go. I would absolutely go. Those things look amazing. Cynthia says, how beautiful, taking a screenshot now to add Dolo Stripe to my grow list later. Kenneth says, and people wonder why I want to grow so many different types of tomatoes. This looks awesome. Satya says, my kind of tomato too. Laura says, this one looks really good. Evelina, anything? Anybody grown this? Looks and sounds incredible. Let me get you the link. Oh, Chef said that's the one in California canceled. It's near where the fire was. Yeah, I'm not even sure they mentioned the fire in their announcement, but they said they just don't raise enough to be able to put it on this year, which is a shame. But yeah, go to the smaller one for sure and take lots of pictures and share it with us. Where did I get? Oh, Cultivate Your Street again is this listing, but I got the information from Tomato Faifu in Belgium. I don't know if they have it in stock or not, but Cultivate Your Street does. And here's the link in the comments. Oh, you widget, you kill me. Okay. Yeah, anybody? Nobody? I thought for sure one of you would have grown it. Rach says that, yes, they canceled it in California, but they seem to have plans to continue with the events. Oh, at their headquarters in Missouri. That makes sense. Hey, Linda. Beautiful. I agree. Totally agree. From the tomatologist. Okay. I have two coming up that I was actually going to talk about today anyway, and it just so happens they're both from Moldova, which is kind of crazy. So the first one is a very famous one that I've never grown, but I'm hoping some of you have. It's called Sandul Moldovan. It's from Moldova. This actually is listed in Dr. Carolyn Mail's book, The 100 Heirloom Tomatoes for the American Garden, which I forget to refer to it. It wasn't until I read from Tatiana's tomato base, where she mentions it being in this book. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I turned to the page in the book, which I'll read to you in a minute. Her pictures are even better. From Tatiana's tomato base. It says it's a family heirloom which was brought to the United States by the Sandul family of Moldova, which is the former Republic of Moldova and of the former USSR. Provided to Carolyn Mail by Andy Durback of Albany, New York. Carolyn introduced the variety to Seed Savers Exchange in 1993. It's one of the 100 varieties described in her book, 100 Tomatoes for the American Garden. 7 commercial sources noted for 2004 in the Garden Seed Inventory 6th edition. Before I read from this, let me read what Tomato Faifu says. They say it's a family inheritance transmitted by the Sandul de Moldova family, described in her book, in Dr. Carolyn Mail's book. Rose fruit, 350 to 500 grams, lightly flat beefsteak type, ribbed in the upper part with plump shoulders, creamy beef flesh with exceptional flavor. Exceptional flavor kills me, because I need to grow it. Plant with great development, easy to drive. I don't know what that means. Potato leaf foliage? It says little potato leaf foliage, okay. Indefinite growth, indeterminate. Generous and regular mid-season production. So let me show you if any of you are looking for a tomato book besides Epic Tomatoes, which really is the Bible of tomatoes as far as I'm concerned, by our friend Craig LaHoulier. This is another great one. I believe it's out of print, but I got a used copy a couple of years ago. Here is her page. Let me just go to me alone for a minute, so I can show you. Look at the photo. Aren't those pretty? So pretty. Here's what she has to say about it. Sandul Moldovan has a powerful, almost sugary nectar that is treasured by those in search of the telltale sweetness found in many heirloom tomatoes. The flesh is dense and even close to creamy. The fruits are deep pink beefsteaks, usually with slight ribbing at the shoulders. Normally they are blemish-free, but cracking due to heavy rains can occur, as you can see in the photo there. Many varieties show concentric cracking when very heavy moisture levels are present during the growing season. Despite the wispy, droopy foliage, Sandul Moldovan is a vigorous plant and produces a very high yield of lovely fruits. I've not seen blossom end rot or sun scald, although the leaves have been somewhat susceptible to foliage diseases. The seeds for this variety came from the Sandul family, who recently arrived in the United States from Moldova. This was printed a number of years ago. Let's see. 1999, so quite a while ago. Oh, she thanks Craig in the beginning of the book. The person most responsible for my continuing interest in and love of heirloom tomatoes is Craig LaHoulier. Very nice. She goes on to more. Like so many other immigrants, they brought their treasured family plant heirlooms with them. Mid-season, this says indeterminate regular leaf foliage. So who was it that said potato leaf? Tomato Faifu said. So I'm not sure which one you get. She says the taste is predominantly sweet, but not overpowering. So anyway, anybody grown this one? This has been around a long time. Sandul Moldovan. Christy. Oh, this is so cool. Growing Sandul Moldovan this year, working my way through Carolyn's book. Oh my gosh. You need to do like a Julie and Julia type thing. You need to write a blog and put it in the group. Tell us, we'd love to see you growing your way through this book. How fascinating. What a great idea. That's an excellent idea. Good for you. All right, there's a lot of talk on the Baker Creek stuff, which I'll leave to you guys in the comments. Harley. Hey, Harley. I said it on your last live. I'm not sure how Bear Creek will taste yet, but the plant is so strong and thick. I'm very excited. Yeah, I've heard great things about it. Really great things. Oh, Malachite Jen's here. Hey, Malachite Jen. Love that book. Got seeds for Sandul Moldovan after seeing it in there. Becca Carter's here, pouring here. I keep trying to watch with no service. Hope it stops soon. Here's Evelina. It's also been a long time since I grew Sandul Moldovan. I've written on the bag that it was an extra strong tomato aroma. Interesting. I like extra strong. As long as it's not anthocyanin extra strong. But I like extra strong. Susan says, putting it on my list. Malachi Jen agrees with me. That is so fun, Christy. Please keep us posted. I think that's a fun thing. And when I say you need to do a Julie and Julia, for those of you who are foodies like me, you may remember it was first a book and then a movie where Julie Powell is her name. She decided she was going to work her way and write a blog when blogs were brand new through The Art of French Cooking by Julia Child. And she turned it into a very popular blog that exploded. And then it was a great book. And then it later became a really cute movie with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams. So I love cooking. I'm a foodie. And yes, you can be a foodie and eat plant-based at the same time. There's some really exciting things you can do with plant-based food out there. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. And I think this is such a great task you're doing, Christy. So keep us posted. What's the name of the book? I missed it. It is called The 100 Heirloom Tomatoes for the American Garden. And it's by Carolyn J. Mail. Dr. Carolyn. She's no longer with us. She died a couple of years ago. Was it 2019? I think it may have been 2019 she passed away. Maybe it was more recent than that. It wasn't that long ago. She was a very big presence in the message boards Tomatoville. Very smart lady. So I get a lot of information from her too. Great book. Definitely a good second book to this one by her friend Craig, Epic Tomatoes. Great pictures, great info. And it's more than just about varieties. It's about starting seeds, saving seeds. It's really fantastic. I'll put this over here. Yeah, Yvette's saying the name of the book too. Let me give you the link. Did I give you the link for that already? Sandul Moldovan? Nope, I don't think so. Here's the link from Tomato Faifu in Belgium. Yeah, Kelly, like I said, I got a used copy a couple of years ago. You should be able to find used copies out there. I'm not positive it's out of print, but I feel like if it wasn't, I would have ordered myself a new copy just because I'm a geek like that. But you can find used copies for sure. Thriftbooks.com, or there's lots of good places you can find it. Okay. So I mentioned there were two from Moldova. And this next one, I can't believe I haven't talked about this one before. Moldovan Green, also origin from Moldova. Have not grown it. Why have I not grown it? I have no idea. Because it looks heavenly. Heavenly. The information I'm getting is from a site that I've bought tomato seeds from in the past. It's been a few years. But I also like, they have like oh no, it hasn't been a few years. I'm contradicting myself. Uprising Seeds is their name. And they have this Italian project they're doing with another company to kind of bring about and educate about these Italian varieties. And I grew, many of you probably grew Anarita Longkeeper last year. I did. And I know many of you got from them. That was from them, right? Yeah. Uprising Seeds or Uprising Organics. I also bought, they have all kinds of rare, unique Italian radicchios that I grew a bunch of last year. Really beautiful. But this listing comes from them. I like their listings for this because it's more than just like, give me the facts, give me the facts. Here's what they say. It's high time we added more green tomatoes to our mix. Moldovan green is not just a terrific green tomato, but a wonderful tomato all around. In fact, when it came to fresh, slice, salt, and eat straight off the vine tomatoing, just about everyone who visited us at the farm agrees. Moldovan is among the cream of the crop. Yes, that's right. We just use tomato as a verb. The indeterminate sturdy vines are loaded with 8 to 12 ounce beefsteak type fruits that ripen perfectly in our climate. They grow their tomatoes, they're field grown, and are wonderful slicers. Moldovan has a lovely lime green, golden blush skin coloring and glowing green flesh with a taste that is very bright, mildly fruity, mild acid, and very rich. Very rich. Why have I not grown this? I don't know. Will I add it to this year's list? It's possible. I must stop. I'm trying to reduce. And then I read these things. What else do they say? Very rich. As I edit this in mid-December, when I can only dream of crates upon crates of tomatoes, the only thing left to say is grow them. You will be happy you did, promise. So that's from Uprising Seeds. And then Tomato Faifu has just the facts. Variety originating from Moldova. Fruit weighs 150 to 300 grams. Flightened, slightly ribbed at the top. Green color, turning amber when fully ripe, which is quite typical of green when ripes. If you're new to growing them and you want to know how, we talked about this last week too, how to know when a green when ripe tomato is ripe. More often than not, they will turn an amber color. There are exceptions, but you can also tell the sheen. It gets to be more of a gloss than a matte finish, and you can squeeze them. It's a really easy way to tell, but you can often tell just from turns a little yellowish. What else did it say? Juicy and fleshy beef flesh with lots of gel and seeds, good yield and flavor, well suited to short season and or cool summer regions. So let me get you the link to that. Has anybody grown Moldovan green? I actually got my seeds for these from my friend James. James, I don't know if you're here, but thank you very, very much. I can't believe, well, I've had them for a while, but I can't believe I haven't grown it yet. Let's get you guys that link. Very strange that I had two varieties from Moldova today. Okay, here it is. And that's the listing from Uprising Organics, who do have them in stock. And they're the ones that did that great description in the beginning. Anybody grown this? Let me look at the comments. I know, Jen, you're killing me. I know. Look at all the seeds and goo. I know. And you haven't grown it either, right? What's wrong with us? Oh, it is. Oh, I didn't see above. It's on your grow list for 2025. We'll compare it with 4 other GWRs. I'm growing like 1 million GWRs. Do I add another one? Ugh. I trust your opinion. Maybe I wait for you to grow it this year, which is really hard for me to say. But you and I have the same palate. So I call her Malachite Gem because her favorite tomato is Malachite Box as well. Sure looks good. Oh, Lucas is here. Moldovan green is very popular in, not sure what that says, but maybe Germany? Brook, knock, I think, I don't know. But I got most of it. Very popular. Oh, that's the name of your group, isn't it? Yes, Lucas Wallman, who's nice to see you here, Lucas. He is a tomato breeder. He has a group that, a great big group, and that's the name of his group. So check it out if you haven't already. I'm a member. Verrückt nach Tomaten. So his members like it. That says a lot. Good to know. Thank you for adding that in there, Lucas. Yeah, sorry. It took me a minute, Lucas. I'm trying to translate. I was telling somebody, who was it? Oh, Mary Rivas. It was you the other day. You were trying to come up with a variety, and I ended up finding it for you. It was something from your Shamrock Seed Swap, and I ended up finding it, and there was like something with the German language and having this B looking thing that's not really a B, and having it be shorthand for double S's and all that. And I was saying I've learned so much about language just because of tomatoes. Haven't you guys out there, if you've been doing this for a while? It's funny. It's funny how I learn how to search things in different languages. And, I know that gnome, GNOME, is another name for dwarf. And I mean, that's an easy peasy one, but I'm learning a lot about languages thanks to tomatoes. Oh, good to know, Drew. Just ordered both tomato books from Thrift Books. Thank you, Lauren. Good to know. So they have it at Thrift Books. Drew, do you remember? Well, I'm sure it depends on the seller who's selling it, but hopefully you got a good price. Oh, is that what it translates to, Lucas? Crazy about tomatoes. Well, I figured tomaten was tomatoes. Knock, I would have said night, but that's knocked, isn't it? Crazy about tomatoes. I like it. Whatever. It's a really good group, and I'm happy to be a member there. Okay, we've got 2 more. Not doing that bad on time. Not doing too bad. Okay, next one. Oh, did I put the link? I don't think I did. Oh, wait, yes, I did. I put the link from Uprising Organics. I think I'll add it again. Moldovan Green. And like I said, Bad Skin's Garden. I think I said Bad Skin's Garden. I know has them in stock also. All right, here's the link to Moldovan Green at Uprising Organics. They're in the United States. I don't know where they ship outside of the US, to be honest with you. If you're joining late, make sure I have 2 more varieties and then we're done. And I am giving away some tomato prizes today, thanks to the generosity of Christy Wallace Quinn, Teresa Begin, and Mary Rivas. So all you have to do is type in #tomato and do a drawing at the end. #tomato, anywhere in the comments. I'll just make sure things are working here. Things aren't looking so good on the Wheel of Fortune here. Oh no. It's not registering people. Well, let's hope the EV Mux thing is working, because then I don't know what happened. That's never happened before. Reset winning wheel. Reset. Wheel is empty. Let me try something else. This isn't good. We've got to hope that other thing's working. Weird. I don't understand. It says I have 0 commenters, which obviously is not true. Well, let me get to that in a minute. Yeah. EV Mux, you've got to pull through for me. I only need to draw 5 names today. If it doesn't work, I'll figure something out. Okay. The next one is another interesting bicolor. Hamilton. Anybody grown this one? Oh, thanks, Harley. You're going to make me cry. Don't let it stress you out. We love you just going live. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm going to cry. I know you guys aren't in it for the prizes, believe me. I mean, how many seeds are worth watching somebody blab about tomatoes for 2 hours? Only tomato heads would like that, right? Thank you. I appreciate that comment. That's very sweet. You guys you're awfully fun and loyal, and I love doing this live for everybody. Hopefully we'll get it to work out. It should be fine. But thank you. I appreciate the comment. Thank you. Linda, this is a good play on words. You need a little gnome to write all the names down and draw from a hat. LOL. I know. Seriously. All right, let's get to this tomato. Doesn't it look, I see, Sasha, your comment. It looks so bright and refreshing. It looks amazing. All right, let's find. This is from another one from the United States. Tomato Faifu says, we don't know who bred this or where it came from, just that it's from the United States. Large beefsteak-like fruit, yellow with a red blush more present in the apical part. Vigorous plant with great development, regular foliage, indeterminate growth. Excellent production in the second half of the season, plus or minus 90 days. And then I got seeds from Graf Samina. They say it is, I think this is one of their favorites. Mid-season, large, round, flattened bicolor. All fruits weigh from 450 grams and more. Bush 1.8 meters in the open ground. Powerful, strong spreading. Not many fruits, but all large. So 450 grams is like 1 pound. Pretty sure I'm right about that. In a brush, usually 2 to 4 fruits. The yield is above average. Mixture of shades of orange and pink flowers, very beautiful. The fruits they store well, dense both outside and inside. The pulp with a thin, elegant tie inside. Many small seed chambers, few seeds. Honestly, even though I love seeds and goo, if the interior looks like this, I'll forego the seeds and goo, because let's take a look at that. Check that out. My, oh my. And these photos are from 2 different sources. The one on the left is from Tomato Faifu. One on the right is from Vertilume. Very aromatic, rich, sweet taste with sourness, juicy and very tasty, dense, sweet pulp. And Vertilume says excellent sweet taste, a characteristic of bicolor tomatoes, indeterminate plants, high development. So they got a lot from it. Regular foliage, highly productive in the second part of the season. So obviously, this just goes to prove different areas of the world, different climates, different people, different ways we grow things. It could all make the difference between whether something's productive, whether something tastes good to you or not, and just we're all different. So that's Hamilton. Has anybody grown Hamilton? Dying to hear how this one is. Linda, I agree. It looks so bright and citrusy. Yum. Hamilton. Hey, Darla. I use your name all the time, Darla. I don't know if you see it all the time, but every time I say I like loud flavored tomatoes, it came from my friend Darla. Susan Cooper says, I think I have Hamilton in my stash, but haven't grown it yet. Sherva says, Hamilton looks amazing. Chastity says, looks like a pumpkin. It does look like a pumpkin. Malachi Jen, we're here for the blab. I know. I do enjoy giving away, especially since we've got 3 donors this week. So generous. And Harley agrees. Jennifer, yes. Thank you very much. Loved that movie, Hamilton. I got to see Hamilton on Broadway. In fact, I didn't see it with the original cast with Lin-Manuel Miranda, but my daughter, Riley, who I talk about a lot, she's an actress, singer, aims to be on Broadway. She's getting ready to leave on her second contract a week from Sunday, playing Cinderella on Disney Cruises, but she lives in New York City. Not right now. Now she's living at home, but she normally lives in New York City when she's not on a Disney contract. And a lot of these Broadway shows have lotteries where you can get like really cheap tickets. And they have something called Hamilton for Hamilton. Like tickets were, what's Hamilton on, the $5 bill? Something like that. It was cheap. And she got us front row seats a couple years ago. It was amazing. But Disney Plus, if you don't have an option to see it on Broadway, Disney Plus airs it with the original cast with Lin-Manuel Miranda. And it's phenomenal. I can't stop watching it. When I heard it was like a hip hop type Broadway show, we're a big Broadway family. I wasn't interested, but man, was I wrong. This thing is spectacular. So maybe the tomato's spectacular too. Riley and I saw a great Broadway show yesterday. It's a new one. If any of you are fans of Darren Criss, he was in Glee. He was also in the Killing of Gianni Versace. He played his boyfriend. He's a great actor, great singer. He's in a new musical called Maybe Happy Ending. It came from Seoul, Korea, and has come over here from there. It is just like I get chills thinking about it. It was so lovely with such a great message. Yesterday happened to be the 5-year anniversary of the death of my best friend who helped me run Attitude of Gratitude with chronic pain. And I posted on my personal page an article I wrote not long after her death about we should always live like we're dying. And Amy she taught me how to live like I was dying. And that happened to be the message of this show. Like, I swear it was a wink from her from above. Anyway, maybe if you have access to Broadway and see maybe Happy Ending, I have a feeling when the Tonys come out, you won't be able to get tickets for it. It was really great. All right, back to the tomato. Sorry. I say gratitude and tomatoes are my passions. Broadway is a third one. Here's what I know about Hamilton from Tomato Fi Fu. Oh no, I already read that. I'm getting all flustered because of Broadway. Has anybody grown it? Oh, Eric, if you ever have a chance, it's just magical. And if I could tell you one to choose, Wicked. And I know it's like a movie now and all that. And I thought the movie was excellent. I did see original cast on Broadway for that. I saw Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, which was a highlight of my life, honestly. They were fantastic. I've seen it like 5 or 6 times. So if you only go to New York once and can only see one show, that's the one I would recommend. Oh, it's okay, Drew. Thank you. I appreciate that. She taught me so many lessons. I miss her. She's actually right here with me at all times. She loved purple, and this is a little part of Amy. But she really was she wasn't in my life for that long, just about 3 or 4 years, but I learned a lot of lessons from her. So thank you very much. Mary says, Hamilton is my granddaughter's absolute favorite thing to watch. She's all about music. Choir is her life. If she ever wants to talk to Riley, Mary, I'd be happy to arrange that. Riley would love to talk to her. When she's not, well, obviously she's good with children. She's Cinderella, and she works for a company that sends expensive princesses to rich people's birthday parties on weekends. She loves children. I don't know how old your granddaughter is, or even if she's a little older. She loved to sing and dance and all that when she was young too. And we weren't crazy about her going into it for a living, to be honest with you, because it's a tough life. But who are we to navigate her life? And she talked to us right before she went to college and said, look, I want to do this. And she majored in musical theater. And I'm so glad she did. You know, so many of the people she graduated from, she's 29, or graduated with, she's 29 now, have moved on to better things, because it's almost all rejection. You get callbacks, which always makes you feel good, but it's almost all rejection. And once in a while, you'll get a bite. And she auditioned for Disney for like 2 years. So the Disney cruises is a treat for her. But anyway, if your granddaughter ever wants to talk to somebody in the industry, I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to her. Thank you. Yeah, it was nice to see a show with Riley before she left. And also the Amy thing, Amy, so in my article, I wrote that she wanted to see a Broadway show. She had never seen one. We went to one. It was Wicked. And she thought it was the best thing she'd ever seen in her entire life. And when I got these tickets, it wasn't even registering that it was on the 5-year anniversary of her death. And the message of the musical, like, it was all just meant to be, for sure. You know, Kelly, that's one I haven't seen. And that one, You Come From Away, I've heard it's great. They do have that one in a movie version. They didn't create a movie from it, but I mean the original Broadway cast. I think you can watch it on Disney Plus, or maybe it's the Broadway channel, but I've been meaning to watch it. Oh, Mary, she's 13. Perfect. Yeah, let's talk privately if she would like that. Sure, Riley would love to talk to her about it. All right, so that's Hamilton. Has nobody grown Hamilton? Because I could talk about the music. Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius. I mean, how he took this historical American story of our forefathers and turned it into a hip-hop musical that's good music. He's a genius. He really is. Okay, one more, I think. All right, one more. Last one. I talked about this. I did an unboxing a couple months ago of Heritage Seed Market, part of Bunny Hop's, or they're actually the umbrella store for Bunny Hop seeds, with our friend Ellie, who does it. She breeds a lot of micro dwarfs. So I did feature this one in the unboxing, but I don't know how in-depth I got. This one's called Tex Can Sweetheart. It's actually bred by her friend Timothy T. It's a brand new release for this year. Last I checked a couple hours ago, they had 10 packs in stock. You may want to grow this. Here's why. And Ellie is so brilliant with her words and descriptions on her site. I didn't put Hamilton in the comments. Let me do that first before I go down this rabbit hole. Well, I've already gone down a rabbit hole, have I not? Hamilton. All right, I got my seeds, I guess, for Hamilton from Graf Samina. So here's the link to that. And that's in the comments. And let's get rid of this. Okay. Texcan Sweetheart. Ellie says, Texcan Sweetheart is another superb introduction by my tomato friend, Timothy T. in North Carolina, United States. Texcan Sweetheart is the result of his 2016 cross of Cherokee Purple Heart and Indian Stripe Heart, and is stable at F9. Those are two. I've never grown Indian Stripe, to be honest with you, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Many thanks to Cheryl in San Antonio and Pat in Kansas, who worked together to stabilize and name Texcan Sweetheart. The Texcan Sweetheart plant is a vigorous, wispy leaf and produces 8 to 12 ounce purple, dark fruit, mostly hearts and blunt hearts, with a few large double hearts. And you can kind of tell, there's other pictures on the website. You can see more of the double hearts on there. The flavor of Texcan Sweetheart rivals that of the best dark fruited tomatoes and especially excels in late summer when the nights are warm and the watering is less frequent. Fruit are delicious eaten fresh, yet are meaty enough to cook down into a rich sauce and paste. As the name Texcan hints at, production is above average, even in hot climates, and she produced very well in my hot summer greenhouse. So I know unless you help Timothy T stabilize it, I don't think any of you have grown it since it's a brand new release this year. Let me get you the link. The one neat thing about the Heritage Seed Market site is they will tell you how many packs they have left. And I'm pretty sure before I went live, they had 10 packs left. Here it is. Bam. And again, if, but finances are tight or whatever, any tomato that you see that looks good, put it in our most wanted post in the group. Put it in Seed Seeking Saturday. You can't lose. You can only gain. You never know. Some of us may have ordered a couple packs of Texcan Sweetheart. Maybe. And I did, like I said, I did do an unboxing from Heritage Seed Market a few months ago, and I know this was one of the ones I featured. So let me look at the participation wheels. Not looking good. Let's see here. Let me try something. Participate in the chat. I don't understand. Man. Let me show you what the wheel's showing. Big fat nothing. Oh. It's showing that, which is a problem. So, everybody type in hashtag tomato. We have 95 viewers between Facebook and YouTube. Unfortunately, Instagram, I can't see your comments, which means you wouldn't be registered, although it looks like none of you got registered anyway. Let's cross our fingers, try for the EV Mux giveaway tool. All right. This is just going through everybody. All right, it's registering some people. These are not winners. These are people who have commented. So let's hope we can get, last week it worked for like 4. Let's see if we can get 5. So the first prize. All right, this is distracting. Let me not have that up until we're ready to draw. The first prize is from Christy Wallace Quinn. Thank you again, Christy. One winner. You get 20 varieties. Here are the varieties. And 2 of them are peppers. Red stick tomato, Marchand Angel, 8-ball, Aces High, Green Ripper, Limelight Microdwarf, Mint Julep, Lucinda, White Rabbit, Wild Peruvian, Pixie Striped Micro, Dynamite Delight Microdwarf, Magic Light, Violet Heart Cherry, Beautiful Ones, that's a dwarf one of Bill Yoder's new ones from the Prince line from 2 years ago, Dwarf Copperhead, Curly Kaylee Micro, Black Seaman, and 2 peppers, Sweet Palermo and Trifecta Variegata. Christy, Very generous. Thank you so much. All right, so this is one winner. Let us try this and hope for the best. That looks good. We'll see. Up until last week, it wasn't working at all, ever. Who do we have? Tanya's co-host Gordon. Congratulations, Tanya. For this prize, Christy is sending them herself. The other ones I have the seeds in my possession, so I'll be sending them out, but Christy is sending them herself. If you're in the group, private message Christy Wallace Quinn. If you're not in the group, you can email me and I'll get you in touch. My email address is lernie@me.com. That's quite a prize. Congratulations, Tanya, and thank you again, Christy. Okay. Next one. Oh, did I not write them down? Oh, yes, I did. They're right here. Silly me. Teresa Begin sent me seeds a while back. For hers and Mary's, they sent me the seeds. You can contact me for these. So this 2 winners, and you get 5 varieties: Cherokee Purple Bicolor, Canadian Heritage, which I hear is a great one, Dwarf Awesome, which I know is a great one. Awesome. So is Cherokee Purple Bicolor, Coyote, my favorite cherry, and Kazula 90. So I'm going to draw hopefully draw 2 names for this. Let's do it. Good, fingers crossed. First winner is Lafayette. Congratulations, Lafayette. And second one, come on, you can do it. You can work. So many viewers today. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Good thing I have 2 prize things back. It's pretty sad that I've got to have 2 backups. Who do we have? Andrea Louise. Congratulations, Andrea. Okay, and our final prizes are from Mary Rivas. Mary, you sent me these a while ago, I think. Thank you so much for your donations too. So for 2 winners, you also get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6 varieties: Ohio River Huge Green, Bow Mango, Mucha Meal, Dwarf Harmonic Convergence, Dwarf Perfect Harmony, and Between Cherokee Blues, a new Tom Wagner one. Those are great varieties too. So again, if you win these, reach out to me and I will send you the seeds. First one so far, so good. 3 names. Lisa L. Congratulations, Lisa. You private message me. And then our final one. Congratulations, Maribel. And you can private message me or email me as well. I know we've been in touch. So congratulations. And thank you, Christy, Teresa, and Mary, very, very much. And I think I mentioned this last week also, but many of you send me, just out of the blue, send me stamps and all of that. And I never ask for any of that. But it just goes to prove how kind and generous this group is. I do appreciate the stamps, but not necessary, but greatly appreciated for sure. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you got a lot from this episode. What did we do it in? Just a hair under 2 hours. That's not too terrible. Tanya's Townhouse Garden. You private message Christy Wallace Quinn from the Facebook group. If you're in the Facebook group, I think you are. Or you can email me, lernie@me.com. My email address is in the show notes as well. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you. Let's see, no show with Jen and I on Friday, so I'll see you For anybody that wants to continue watching my 2025 grow list, it'll be episode 2 on Tuesday, and then another episode of this on Thursday. I think on Tuesday, I forget if I said at the beginning of the episode or not, but I think I'm going to switch it from an hour to 90 minutes to try to speed things along, and I will use that chat widget. So thanks, everybody. Love you all very much. Thanks for taking part in this every week with me. You make me feel very loved, and it's just fun talking tomatoes with you all. So until next time, peace, love, get your gratitude on, and go grow tomatoes. Bye, gang.